Hello and welcome. Thank you very much for joining me on my channel. As I promised, I am going to talk about the mind. I am going to upload videos in this topic on every Monday. So let's start. I am trying to explain it with simple terms so everybody can relate to it and understand it really quick. The first topic is going to be the connection between our conscious, subconscious, and our emotions. So, what is the conscious mind? The conscious mind is like a gatekeeper. It's there to protect us. It's protect us from new things, new informations. It protects us from um, possibly dangerous things. What you need to understand about your conscious that it's very not cynical but skeptical rather, and it really doesn't like new things. It doesn't like to try out new things, so it always kind of holds you back in a sense. And sometimes this is good and sometimes it's not so good, so it always depends on a situation. What does it do? So when a new information comes to your gatekeeper, your conscious mind, it's gonna go and check it out with the subconscious. The subconscious mind has all the information, emotional feelings, and the programming you received through all your life. And then what it does, it's kind of run it through with the subconscious, and regarding how is this programming regarding different topics or happenings embedded in you, um, regarding the information, it is going to go back to the conscious mind, and depending on what is your programming, you're gonna reject or accept the information you are receiving or the new things you are receiving. So the subconscious is like it takes in everything. It can be a good thing or a bad thing. It can be positive or negative. It doesn't really um, makes a makes a distinction between the two things. It also doesn't make a distinction between reality, fantasy, or daydreaming. So everything what goes into your subconscious, it takes it as reality. So this can be a really good thing, and this can be also a quite bad thing, depending on what information you receive most of the time. For example, I'm pretty sure many of you heard or said it even that I don't wanna be like my parents, because maybe they behaved in such a way that you thought that, oh, this is not acceptable in your conscious mind. But because you've seen this happening so many times, this behavior, it kind of passed down to you as the norm, so you accepted it, your subconscious accepted it, and maybe later on in life you realize that you are behaving in certain situations like your parents, and that is the reason, because although your conscious says no to it, your subconscious after certain amount of time accepts it. So certain amount of time of repetition of anything, it will sink into the subconscious. So that is the two things you have to be aware of. In regards of what entertainment do we entertain ourselves, what information do we observe and absorb, you have to really start to use your conscious mind to kind of really be the real gatekeeper of your subconscious and make these choices for yourself, to really only surround yourself with those things and information which could be beneficial for you if you want to change your subconscious programming. because everything what is in your subconscious, it runs as a program. Our subconscious, however, also deals with our bodily functions, like vegetative functions, like heartbeat, um, the connection between our molecules. These are such huge information that our mind wouldn't possibly be able to deal with. So the subconscious job is to kind of take care of this, and it does without without any problem. So it has like huge potential. This is what I wanted to say. Also, so that you understand how information sinks into the subconscious. Let's say, for example, when you teach your child how to tie up the shoelaces, sooner or later, they don't have to think about it. They learned it, they practiced it long enough, and they managed to tie their shoe. And it doesn't matter if they learned it in a good way or a bad way, they repeated this movement long enough that they don't have to think about it anymore, so it goes into your subconscious. The same goes with information and emotional response. The more we come across with certain information or life situation, depending how it's been put into our subconscious, this is how we're gonna make our choice, or this is how we're gonna react towards this information or life situation. Now, we have to be kind of careful here, because we have to see if this reaction, is it valid in our life, or it needs to be updated now. So those are the things we have to kind of look out for, but I am going to talk about this in another video. So now I would like to make a connection between our emotions, because emotions are like a huge driving force in regards of our behavior. So emotional attachments, family, friends, obviously. So whatever they say, whatever opinion they might have, most likely in a young age, you would take it on almost face value, because it comes from them. And also us as humans, for a certain age, let's say 7 8, we take everything as a face value. And even now, if you think about it, many people, just because they hear something from a certain person or a certain representative, they don't really question it or look behind it if it's false or true. They take it on a face value. So this can be the trick of the mind, because you're not trying to evaluate things. But that's another story and that's another topic. Now, so how does it connect to our emotions? So I wrote this down so in Hungarian, so bear with me, I try to translate it quickly. So the human genome contains 23 chromosomes, 25,000 protein code is what makes up the genome, and this is like the 10% usable material, they say, and the other 90%, the other 90% can react to certain frequencies. What does it mean? That's really interesting, because we're kind of talking about the mind and maybe later on spirituality, but this is like biology straight on. So it says this is called DNA vibration model. So our thoughts, the those thoughts which makes us to react and generate certain emotions, they work on such energy that they have an effect on our functional DNA, which means that our thoughts and feelings can get into our DNA, and our DNA keeps these frequencies, the frequencies of certain feelings or certain feelings. So the DNA keeps the frequency of certain feelings, so it can be a good feeling, a positive feeling, or like a really negative one. So that's why you might also another trick regarding the conscious, subconscious, and emotions. The prime example is um, us like entertainment is like something really horrid, like a horror movie, or something really frightening which been passed down as entertainment. Now some people think they are not sensitive to it, and some people are um, sensitive to it straight on. So what does it mean? It means that your conscious mind know that, oh, this is stupid, this is silly. Obviously I don't have to be afraid of zombies, but if you watch long enough this sort of movies, it is going to go into your subconscious. Also, if you are like really live the movie, like you really, enjoy it, and you get really excited or frightened, so all these emotions also goes into your subconscious, and you might end up having stress or anxiety and you don't know why. And if you think about it, oh, could that be the movie, you would probably say no, no, this is silly. So that is the subconscious is like, rejects it, but it's been planted, put into your, sorry, I think I said subconscious, so your conscious mind might reject it, but it's been planted into your subconscious. So these are the things we have to be mindful about, and we have to learn about the connection. So just to really simplify it, your conscious mind is your gatekeeper, a bit old school, and really, really skeptical. Your subconscious mind is like a huge garden with the best soil ever. It can take in everything, and most likely, unfortunately, it took on already a lot of not really beneficial things in your life, and it all connects to your emotions. So these are like going this way, conscious, subconscious emotions, but also goes other way around. So they kind of in a synthesis. It's almost like a circuit you don't know where to start to break. And our emotions, as I said, they are a moving force toward how quick or how fast this information sinks into your mind. That's the driving force. I hope I explained it well enough. If not, I am gonna give it another go in the next video, which is going to be about how to recognize our programming and maybe how to change them a bit for our own benefit. So thank you very much for spending time and watching this video, and I hope to see you next Monday. Thank you. Bye.